Good morning, my beauties. This is MP, Miss Pravala. Welcome back to my channel. Excuse me if I'm a little mellow today. It's actually late afternoon and I've had a long day. Today is actually a Monday. I did a photo shoot very early on this morning because I have decided to start taking my Instagram seriously. And I have been neglecting Instagram, barely using Instagram to share communication with you. And if you follow me here and on Instagram, you can definitely attest to that. You know, using my stories to tell you your potion is shipping. There's a delay in your potion. I'm currently doing a ritual for a custom potion client. And I have not really been doing much in terms of creativity on Instagram, at least as not as much as I would have hoped to do so. And the excuse of, my account was hacked and deleted. It was now a year ago, so it's no longer an excuse. I went through the seasons of emotions when it comes to Instagram, and my business not at all relying on Instagram was probably also the reason why. The main reason why was really just that I love to be lazy and I can afford to be lazy. So creativity is important for feminine women. And I speak about hyper femininity, not to be confused with the common casual way people use the word sacred femininity, which really is the word that I should use, hyper femininity. And the reason why hyper feminine women are ultimately the happiest, the most beautiful, the most fulfilled. In a world where women confuse femininity with the accumulation of material goods, or even the notion of luxury as proof of success. Let's not confuse fake femininity with hyper femininity, which ultimately is an inner sense or an inner know of I'm fulfilled, I'm entitled to the best experience, the best encounters, because I know I am a spiritual being and I have this connection, this spiritual connection with myself as the goddess of my creation. So not relying on gimmicks to manifest, but knowing that I am my own manifestation instrument. So the rituals, the techniques, come back to me. I am the temple. And here I'm not going to speak about womb magic or sexual, even though all of that, if you know my work, you know that all of that is completely intertwined. So, femininity. And you would see that sometimes men, so human beings who do not have wombs, some men can exhibit physical signs of pseudo-femininity, having maybe a sensibility or a softness about them, or some sort of innate sense of aesthetics. People would call that femininity. It's definitely borrowed to feminine energy, to the cosmic feminine energy and its applications in the 3D reality. However, the space of hyperfemininity can only be owned by women, as it is innately part of the creation process that is bound to our anatomy. Womb magic or sacred self-seduction or any rituals that you do to ignite transformation through silence, through softness, through, of course, moaning, and through anointing yourself with potions, is really a ritual reserved to womb-bearing human beings. So let's bring it back to the notion of what exactly, why would you want to be a hyper feminine woman? And why is it better for you as a woman to be a hyper feminine? Can I remove this? Sorry. Am I okay? So, hyperfemininity. In my career, and I can call my journey now a career, okay? I'm 42 years old, and I've been a practicing healer, sacred feminine, archiver, healer, igniter for now over 20 years, okay? Meaning doing this, making money from doing this, helping women in their healing journey, but mostly in their transformation journey. The healing part is really not my favorite part because, the moment I do my job in the occult sense of the word, meaning the curse removal, the linking you back to your spiritual entities, my real mission is really to help you be fulfilled, to be everything that you needed to be, and to love the experience of being a woman. The symptoms are usually the reason why you come to me. The lack is usually the reason why you come to me. The scarcity in whatever department is usually the excuse that brings you to me. What I love to see is when you blossom. The healing part, you don't need to stay in forever. The shadow work is really not anything you need to linger in for a long time. Hyperfemininity is softness. Hyperfemininity is expectancy and not expectation. So when a woman goes to do shopping for clothes because she wants to shop, or because she wants to look good, or because any reason that comes after because is a wrong reason. Because the feminine does not thrive in action-based manifestation. The hyper-feminine woman feels beautiful the moment she wakes up in the morning. When she's barefaced, when her hair is not done, when she looks forward to the day. She finds bliss in chaos. When, say, she has kids and the kids are making noise, she finds silence in that and still smiles through that. She's not overwhelmed by that. She finds poetry in a career that may be busy and that requires her to use up energy. So bliss is not found in the having. Bliss is what you are as a hyper-feminine woman. Once you have become a hyper-feminine woman, once you have transformed into a hyper-feminine woman, aka sacred feminine woman, aka a goddess. See, I've strayed away from certain words in the popular vocabulary. I don't know if it's good for me to do that when I know that most of you are slaves to words that are not correct. You know, you love the use of the word goddess without knowing. Sorry. Bonjour René, comment vas-tu? J'ai une réponse du studio qui vient de me parler de la localisation. Sorry. I'm organizing a photo shoot and my photographer is telling me something about the studio. So I need to answer now, and this video is not going to be edited, so bear with me. Salut, non, ce n'est pas possible un autre jour parce que pendant la semaine, je suis très occupée. Ainsi que mon assistant. L'autre photographe n'est disponible que le 4 février aussi. Okay. What am I talking about? Hyperfemininity. Fulfillment is not in the having or in the getting. Fulfillment is in the fact that I am definitely more important than organizing a photo shoot. And my photographer thinking that because it's important to him right now, it is important to him. To him, it has to be important to me. The hyper-feminine woman is fulfilled. She's whole. It doesn't mean that she has everything. Because sometimes people tend to confuse all of those as just one. Having it all means having balance, means being blissful and happy, and understanding that you're entitled to have everything that you want. So it's not in the having now. It's in the knowing that I'm already entitled to having it all. And knowing that I am already a powerful manifester. The hyper-feminine woman exudes beauty because it comes from within. Because she has seen her divine self through the contemplation that she does, through the daily rituals that she does. She understands that she's worth beyond what the world can give her. beyond a number, because she already anoints herself on a daily basis. That's why we use potions. Potions are for privileged women. Potions are for women who don't need potions, but who know how potions make them feel. How, when wearing the potions, they go to the world and their aura is mesmerizing. It's not about, I'm wearing potions and now I'm going to scrutinize every aspect of my life and determine whether the potion works or doesn't work because I put the potion and I got a business deal. No. My clients already make deals. My clients already make business moves. My clients are already beautiful in their own rights. My clients are already potion lovers or already super achievers or successful women in their own rights. They could be, successful mothers, super moms, or they could be, super friends. They can already be career women who already, have money, make money. The potion maximizes your femininity. The potion makes you more alluring. The potions evolve in the realm of the mystique. They give you that something, that, which we call in French the je ne sais quoi, which makes you more something that comes from within. The calmness, the sense of I'm full, I'm fulfilled. The sense of I already am. I look at myself and there's nothing that I want from someone else. So it's a vibrancy. It's an inner joy. Don't mind my assistant. Hein? Non, je fais une vidéo. It's a calmness. And when the time is about dancing and screaming and loving and exuding passion, you are your authentic self. The path is not a path to be perfect, because perfection belongs to the 3D. Perfection belongs to standards and codes that are imposed by society. Perfection means judgment. Perfection can never mean being happy. Perfection comes from the fact that you have identified, or society or your peers or your community have dictated the fact that as you are, you're not everything that you need to be, and you become whomever you need to become, or when you become her, then you're perfect. Perfection is a destination. The hyperfemininity, the sacred self-seduction, the anointing of ourselves with the potions is about the journey. It's about knowing that it's about remembering your future. It's about understanding that the destination is already acquired. But I want my day, moment to moment, minute to minute, bite after bite of the best cake, the best caviar, the best whatever. In this moment, I practice the pleasure principle. If you haven't read my book, it's called Addicted to Pleasure, the goddess formula to manifest our most capricious desires. And I picked every word auspiciously. And you will see in my book that my English is not perfect. As you can tell, my English is not really good. Because I'm not a natural born English speaker anyways, right? And the goal is to communicate, not to sound like some people's version of perfection. And I feel really fortunate to be in this mission, to have always been in my mission, to have been even bestowed, to have that mission being bestowed upon me from birth, from my natural gift and my inherited gifts and talents through bloodline. And I speak a lot about bloodline, the importance of bloodline, the importance of pedigree. Spirituality is about pedigree and bloodline. Awakening spiritually means acknowledging ancestry and the pedigree. That's part of you, the reason why you are here. And femininity, hyper femininity, sacred femininity, is something that we're taught even from where I'm from. And you would say, I'm from Africa, right? I'm from a tiny country. I'm an island girl, was born my feet in the water. I started to see divine entities very young, couldn't even speak very well, that I already acknowledged that there was something beyond us, and something that belonged to the subtle realms. I saw the beauty of it, and I saw also the ugliness of it, because when you have to cleanse people, when you have to remove curses to people, when you see people in pain, there is definitely an ugliness to that. There's an ugliness to duality, to being in this world where there is good and bad, evil and what's the opposite, and good. Ethereal, divine, loving, and the opposite. But for us, and I've been asked this question before, if you're such powerful manifestors, you speak about, people tell me, I speak about my initiations and the fact that our tribes, women go through initiations, men go through separate initiations, because our anatomy is not the same, so our purposes can't be the same, and the way we communicate and transmit transmit knowledge of occultism and mysticism and everything esoteric is through the anatomy. So the way I share a message as a woman, as a human incarnated having a womb, is definitely different from a man who does not have a womb. The body reacts differently energetically from a womb bearer and a lingam bearer. But people have asked me, you have so much knowledge, you talk about initiations. You supposedly know so much. Why is Africa so poor? Or maybe my country. Why is it so poor? Why did we go through, different phases? And people in the West still consider Africa to be a starving continent. Well, first of all, it's not. You should travel to Africa to know that. But secondly, speaking specifically on the spiritual tribes, the indigenous tribes, the autochthonous tribes, the pygmies, the people who have never really wanted to live outside of nature. What I know, me personally, having traveled there, having done my initiation there, and my village being there as well, is that for the big majority, 99% of them don't want to leave. They don't want development. They don't want the cars and the noise and they don't want the fake scents, the perfumes that we consider to smell nice. For them, it smells horrendous. Authenticity is what they know. And things like astral traveling, being in contact with different realms, is really something that they practice on a daily basis. There is no limit of time and space. The ability to leave the body and shift is really something that is easy. So even though they have the secrets to manifest certain things, they also know the laws. They don't want to break the laws in order to have something that is ephemeral in nature, something that is short-lived, which is where we are, the material realm. Self-love is inherent to the hyper-feminine woman. However, it is not taught. Which is kind of why maybe I was kind of, yes, lazy, but I also took my time when it came to social media, and specifically Instagram. Because, yes, I encourage you to follow me on Instagram, especially now that I'm devoting time to it, to make it be something that is more me, that resonates with me. But what kept me away is the lack of authenticity, labeled as authenticity. The fact that I have personally no pleasure scrolling down social media because all I see is repetition. The same faces, the same maybe plastic surgeries, or the same enhancements, the same fashion trends following people. And even the notion of femininity is a trend, because a woman who wears pants and who wears, I don't know, could be considered masculine because of her style, whereas hyperfemininity is a state you transform into. It's not about what you wear. It's about how you are. The acknowledgement of yourself as having this goddess quality, all-knowing, so never doubting, all-loving, so never judging, neither yourself nor other people. It's seeing beauty only, even in scarcity, even in suffering. So you're never in a state of need. You do what must be done to get rid of whatever is an obstacle. But you don't create fake enemies. Whereas the beauty as an industry, meaning as what's portrayed now, is for me very masculine, because it is, again, based on standards, codes, looking alike, wanting the same thing, wanting to be seen with the same things, and being noisy. Modern women, successful women, intelligent women are noisy. They have noise in their head. They have noise in their heart. They have difficulty trusting. They see others as competitors. They notice competition. They see the opposite sex not as a beautiful reflection of themselves as the beautiful opposite to them, but always as if he's a good man, he's supposed to do this, A, B, C. If he doesn't do this, he's not a good man. Labeling. So the heart is clogged up. And then they wonder why, even when they've done all of the shopping, when they've bought all of the makeup, when they've, even for those who can afford procedures, when they have enhanced. I'm not against that. I'm not against anyone doing whatever they want to do to make their body match what they feel inside. But it's hard, to see some of my clients looking gorgeous, but feeling a void on the inside, which is the majority of people. The noise. Compensating when they lack something with something on the outside. Buying. Eating. Judging. And definitely never being wrong. Always being in a state of, see, it's them. Hyper feminine women spend most time doing rituals, and then during the day practicing the rituals and enjoying. That's it. We do the rituals, whatever implants we need to put after having done the ritual, meaning if I have to do affirmations or if I have to do whatever, then I spend my day doing that, but loving that. Going back to, okay, how do I feel about this? How do I feel? How does it feel? How does it feel? It feels good. And then if your stomach starts pulling, okay, I'm hungry. Now you eat. And when you eat, you acknowledge each bite. You love each bite so that you don't overeat. And so that the moment some food is not good for you, you will immediately reject it because you will have outgrown that type of food, or for that day, that food is not a match to you on a cellular level. Enjoying moment to moment instead of thinking by anticipation, what is my next move? Which is what a masculine way of manifesting. We manifest by becoming hyper feminine women. And by manifesting, I mean being whole, being full. That's why I teach a holistic practice that is not just spiritual, but mostly a transformational journey into lusting after yourself. The moment you're full, the moment you stop all of the noise, what I call the noise, you will notice that then everything that you thought of as an entitlement just falls into place. The love that you've cultivated within you, the presence of the goddess within you, it does something magically, and that's when law of attraction comes into place. Those things come to you naturally because you're already that. Because you've surrounded yourself and you filled yourself, your tank up with that. And you've nurtured your mind with either silence or targeted thoughts. Thoughts that are curated, softly curated. Not curated out of despair, but out of, this is the me I know myself to be. Let my mind be at peace. You're training your mind to be at peace once you practice the curated thoughts. All of that I'm going to talk about in the manifestation webinar, okay, of the 8th of February. So sign up if you're interested. Sign up, buy my potions, start moaning. What are you waiting for? You deserve it. You're entitled to it. It's like, you don't even know what it's like on the other side, but not out of despair. Not out of despair. Because you're worth it. Because you're entitled to it. Because you're entitled to the best. By treating yourself the best, by serving yourself the best, then the rest happens naturally. So you have the rituals, and you anoint yourself as that holy temple with the potion. Then you have the curated thoughts, so all of the, what they call law of assumption. That's when you start activating, and all of the laws start bending to you, because now you've maneuvered you. You're whole. So everything around you falls into place. It's logical. It's never forced. It's never to have. It's never to acquire. It is to be and to feel. To love every moment of it. As a feminine, as a hyper feminine, a life where you compromise yourself, being a feminine, your health, things like stress, strategies, not being present, and not trying to tap into this pleasure principle that I teach. That's how you find women living in beautiful mansions, driving the best cars, having the best watches, sometimes even having good men who have the lead role as men in their life, men who make them feel safe, men with whom they have the most amazing sex, because we are, as spiritual, we are sexual beings. Sexuality is your magic. It's supposed to be earth-shattering every time, yes. But again, it's not because it has to look like something that you've seen, and if you expose yourself to some, porn or that kind of media, which I hope you don't submit yourself to that energetically. It's horrible. I'm sorry, this was a judgment. Do what you want, but it depletes you of your life force. So it's not because it's not supposed to look. It's supposed to be a dance. It's supposed to be an exchange. It's supposed to be magical. It's supposed to be, I don't want it to end. And when it ends, it's supposed to be like, what just happened? And then not clinging onto that feeling, not having an interdependence, but then release, then softness, going back to whom? To your goddess. Anyways, long video. What should I title your video? This video. You're entitled, because you're worth it. You're entitled. Hyper-femininity vs femininity. We'll see. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna have more caviar, because one toast was just not okay. It wasn't even a toast, it was a brioche bread. I hope this video found you well. I don't know when you're watching this video, if it is on first week of February. You can still manifest me through the manifestation webinar, which is on the 8th of February. And after that, if you're watching this video after that, the manifestation webinar is part of my website. So you can access it, of course, it won't be live. It will be like a replay. It will be a program, like a video that you have access to. It's 3 hours. If you're beyond that and you're ready for the luscious life of a hyper feminine, definitely join the Potion Life tribe. Potions are for women who love their woman experience and who know that whatever is for them is gonna come to them. Everything's gonna fall into place. I don't want to say fast, because then again, I'm gonna, feed your neediness. But just the enjoyment of the ritual. You wake up, you do the sacred moaning, from my moaning to manifest. You love the experience of being a sexual woman, tapping into your sexual magic in the morning. Heal whatever needs to be healed, or at least address it, and then release it. Then you apply my potion. You stay in that beautiful vortex of, I love myself, so of course everything loves me. Everything and everyone loves me. Then you go on with your day, playing your character in this world. Whatever role, whatever character you chose to play, you play it well, you master it. And every moment you can, you remind yourself that you are entitled to loving your experience. You take a moment to breathe, you take a moment to look up at the sky and admire the sun. You smell the breeze. I like to walk by the beach every day and smell and listen to the ocean. When you have time, you dance and you sing your mantras, and then you go back to your work if you need to. If you have clients, if you work for someone, if you have a company, you dance through life, knowing that you're capable of being the best at what you do, but knowing that that's not the most important. The most important is being the best at loving yourself, at ritualizing the love you want to receive. Then you go on with your day, and if you're lucky, not lucky, this is every woman should have that. Have beautiful dinner with your loved ones, with your man, and then maybe 3-4 times a week have beautiful love making, indulging in each other. And before going to bed, you do maybe 15 minutes of sacred moaning, you apply your potion, you go to bed smiling, and then at night you get the most vivacious dreams, colorful dreams, beautiful messages, beautiful ideas, your creativity ignited. And then you wake up early in the morning looking forward to the day, and you go and repeat, loving each moment of your life.